Hello, bros. This is Universal Perspective.
Wish somebody would tell me, oh, that's all I want.
And today's video is going to be on consciousness. First, I want to speak on awareness and creation. First, to kind of build like a foundation or a base that'll lead up and to consciousness as I start talking, as I describe it. So awareness is being fully like present, fully aware, situational awareness, fully completely aware of the surroundings that you're in, what's going on, what you're doing, how you're feeling, what's going through your head. You're fully present, fully aware of what's going on in that moment. And with that tying into consciousness, that means you're pretty much fully conscious. You're fully conscious of what's going on around you. You're fully aware of what's going around you. And that stems from consciousness itself, because you are fully conscious and you are consciousness that's fully aware. My second video I did, I spoke on the power of thoughts and that kind of stuff in creation, your creation centers. So I'll put a link in the description for that. You can check that out if you want. So that'll give you a better explanation on thoughts and stuff like that. Now, creation ties into consciousness, and this is where it gets kind of complicated, but it's not complicated. So just stick with me. It'll make sense. You can rewatch the video a couple times if you need to, or watch this part if you need to. That's fine. Do what you got to do. Creation is already everything is already created now, in the moment of now, and that's where awareness comes in, to being fully present in the moment and being present in the now. Everything is already created. Consciousness is the one thing, the all in the all. It is everything. So if everything already exists now, the one thing that there is, the consciousness, then everything is essentially already created. Now, I'm going to use a kind of a term or explanation that'll kind of make it a little more simpler for you guys, if you're watching and it didn't make sense. It'd be like walking into, say, Walmart. Everyone knows Walmart, right? You just walk into Walmart. It's a department store, so you have practically everything. You have food aisles, you have beer aisles, you have baby clothes aisles, you have clothes aisles, you have electronics, toys, pools, cars, you have everything. Everything you need is in that store. If you're trying to have a party that night, you got it, it's there. See, everything is already there. As soon as you step in the door, you got that lady in the front who greets you, welcome to Walmart, blah, 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 blah. Everything's there. So now, if everything's already created, everything that you need is already in that store. Now it's a matter of what you choose to buy. What you choose to buy. What are you doing that day? Maybe you're having a party, maybe you're having a pool party, you're having a cookout, you need some grub. Maybe you're buying clothes for your newborn baby. I don't know, maybe that's what you're doing. Or you're buying new tires. It's all there, it's already created. Now it's just a matter of what you choose to consciously buy. So, and that goes back to what depends on what you're doing. So that is kind of the base, the foundation of where I want to start. So now we're going to roll into consciousness a little bit, and I'm going to refer back to what I just previously talked about. So if you didn't catch any of that, go ahead and rewind it or listen to it again. But consciousness, there's other terms for it, which spirit, body, soul. I really like that term soul, because consciousness really stems from, I guess you could say, the soul, or your energy centers, chakras. A lot of people, chakras, if that's what you refer to. You could pure creation, like I was saying before, that is also another term for consciousness itself, or the all in the all. And a major one that I don't prefer to use, but God. A lot of people would call it God, because it is the all in the all, and everything that makes everything up. But either way, there's many different names for them, but they're essentially all the same thing. So being consciousness, how does that refer to us as human beings? As human beings, we are consciousness inhabiting a physical body in the physical realm where relativity exists, and we're just here to consciously create whatever it is we wish to create in the next vision of the highest vision that we ever held about ourselves. And we're here to express and experience that which we know conceptually, and you're just here to create and be. And I couldn't get more simpler than that. We're just here to just be and just do whatever it is that we wish to do. So with that being said, now I'm going to take consciousness from where I am. If I'm a conscious being that's just inhabiting a body, and what I mean by that, I'm going to explain that, is consciousness I'm referring to, in this sense, I'm referred to as a soul, as your soul, or as your spirit body. It depends on whatever's comfortable for you. And I mean is that we are that spirit body or that soul, but we are not necessarily the body, but we have a body to carry out the will and the agenda of our soul. And with consciousness being the all in the all, that means that everything that you see, even regardless of if these rocks over here or these plants or this water, it all is consciousness itself, just expressing itself as a rock or as water or as sand or as a plant, but it doesn't make it any less alive. If you really break it down and look at the molecules and the atoms, you'll see that they are moving, they are vibrating, even though from a larger sense where you are, you just see the rock and the colors and you see that it's stuck in the sand and it's not moving. But essentially it is the unmoved mover, if that makes any sense at all. And everything is alive. Everything is very much alive. The shirt, the microphone, the audio that you're hearing, it's all consciousness and it's all alive. And if you're hearing this or if you're watching it, you can see the colors on my shirt, on my face, the audio that you're hearing from your ears, it's vibrating your eardrum, that's making you listen to it. It's all consciousness. Like, it's everywhere. It is everything. But that's my definition and my explanation of consciousness. And today I have a special guest who is my brother from another mother and father. That's besides the point. He is a professional videographer and spiritual healer, and it's my boy Tiernen Rice, and today we're going to have him speak on his consciousness ideas and concepts.
You know, we all have our consciousness, not just like, hey, I'm conscious of this moment, but like consciousness as in like being, as like who we are essentially, not like as humans, but underneath all that, whether you believe in souls and reincarnation, or if you just think that after this there's nothing left, there's still something that's running you. And that essential energy that runs this human body shell, I would say that's consciousness. As you were saying earlier, like we're all made of the same thing. We're all the same consciousness overall. You know, whether you believe that's a God, your consciousness is, you know, just God in the Bible is everything in its whole. Personally, I like to use the term divine or universe, because in spite of this new age, it seems that most people, if they don't follow Christianity or Catholicism, is that the right word? Whether you're Christian or Catholic or, you know, whatever religion you follow, if you don't follow that religion, God tends to have a negative connotation. So if you take a broader term and say like divine or universe or consciousness, people tend to be less offended when you try and talk to them about stuff. But back to what I was saying about how we're all made of the same thing, you know, it goes back to 5th grade science class. You know, there's energy, there's kinetic energy, potential energy, but deep down, everything is made out of energy. When you die, fly. Deep down, we're all made out of energy. Everything's made out of energy, and you know, when you die and back in the day, before, you know, we were put in coffins or any of that, you were just buried in the ground. And the Native Americans saw that as returning your body to nature, you know, because your body breaks down, you know, decomposes and turns into like a tree or some grass, or feeds some bugs and lets them continue to grow their ecosystem and their civilization, you know. And in a way, you know, you live on past your death, but in another way, you also were alive before you were born, in that kind of general sense, since we're all made out of energy. So what I mean when I say, you know, technically speaking, we were alive before we were even born into this human body is, you know, they can't say, back to 5th grade science class again, you know, energy can't be created and energy can't be destroyed, it just changes form. So essentially, you know, if your body is run off energy, which it is, we know that for a fact, you know, it's science, then that means that the energy that we have was already on this planet or in this universe to begin with. It's not like, you know, we were born and new energy was created. So, you know, it's just crazy to think like, you know, whatever energy, you know, your mom had at that moment, all the food she was eating, all that energy that goes into your body, all those nutritions, that energy from all that stuff created you and who you are. And then when you were born, you know, there you are, you're made from all of that. And then when you die, all of that energy from all the food, from all of, you know, the ultraviolet rays, from everything just gets returned back into the universe to create more life, you know. And if you believe in reincarnation, you know, your energy goes back into a new body somewhere, either on this earth if you believe in aliens, somewhere up in space, you know. But, you know, essentially it's just pure science. You don't live or you die, you just change form. On top of all of this, you can use, obviously energy is used to create things in the physical world. Like, what if I wanted to like build something, I'm gonna use energy to like go build something, bust out my hammer and start hammering something into a wall or something. You know, if I wanna hang a picture, I'm gonna have to use energy to create that picture being able to hang on the wall. You know, it doesn't just like stick up there and you're like, oh, cool. You have to do something or another and spend some energy doing it. Even just the fact of you lifting it up there, even if it did just stick to the wall, you're using your energy to put it up there. You know, you're connecting your potential energy, your movement. On top of all of that, if you believe in, if you're open to the idea of the law of attraction and creating experiences with your mind, how you want to live your life with your mind, that is in the form of energy too. Because we're all made of the same thing, the same consciousness, the same energy. So if that stands true, why would we not be able to create things in the physical world with our minds if our minds are made up of the same thing as, you know, this water or this tree? What says that I can't make this tree move or make it change into something else? The only thing that limits us from doing that is society telling us that it's impossible. Once you realize that almost nothing in this universe is impossible and we are only limited by what our minds say we can and cannot do, it opens up a whole new spectrum to your entire life. Now obviously my mind is still telling me what I can and cannot do, because if not, this tree would not be here right now. But you have to realize that I am human and I was born into this society just like everyone else. However, you can create certain experiences and bring materials to yourself through this idea of putting out the energy into the universe, or putting in a form of a prayer up to God, you know, not asking for things, but not like, oh, please, I really need this. This would help so much. Just like, you know, that would be pretty nice. I can see myself with that, but don't need it. So for instance, I have subs in my car, and, you know, obviously I'm 18 years old. I didn't have the money just laying around to go buy some subs. I have a baby on the way. I can't be going out and buying anything crazy like that I don't need. This was before I had a baby on the way, but I was so smart about my money. So I was like, you know, it was probably going on for 3 or 4 months. I was just driving around, like, you know, some subs would be pretty sweet in here. You know, I'm listening to my trap music. I'm like, But I just kept saying, you know, I didn't need them. I wasn't like, oh man, I really need subs. I need to get subs. I need to get them. I want them, and they need to be in here, or else I'm not gonna be cool. I need them for this and that. You know, I genuinely need this. I was cool with the fact that I didn't have them, but in my mind, I was like, you know, it'd be really cool if I had some subs. Roll up to my homie's house, be bumping. So I was just driving around for 4 months, just thinking that, you know, I was like, maybe I'll go buy some, maybe not, you know, whatever. A buddy of mine, well, she was actually in a relationship with someone, and when, you know, they got it broke up, they were probably together for what, 6 months? Yeah, they were together for about 6 months, and, you know, they were living together, and then when they broke up, because I was really cool with both of them, when they broke up, the guy had these subs laying around, and he was like, you know what, man, I'm not ever going to use these. Here, you can have them for free, the subs and the amp. So all I had to do was get the wiring kit, which was $50. So I just got this entire setup, you know, 2 12-inch subs in my trunk for $0, just because I set that positive energy into motion. Now, if I was saying, you know, I really need these, I really want these, and I was like saying everything all over the place, you know, there's more likely a chance than not that I wouldn't have those. I wouldn't be in the right place at the right time or something along those lines. But that's just how it works, is you take the positive energy of the thing that you want and you envision it. You can clearly see it in your head. And when you set that into motion, and then you let go of the worry of when is it going to happen, when is it going to happen, how is it going to happen, where is it going to happen, you just let it go, and just when it happens, I'll be happy. Just know that in your head it will happen. Whatever's up there will take care of the rest. I mean, we're not just here for amusement. We're here to live life and experience life. So, yeah, that's how the law of attraction works in its essentiality. You just take the energy and set it into motion. But it will not work if you are begging for it to happen. To get back to consciousness, I don't want to try and tell you, you know, the purpose of life and, you know, all this philosophical dragons, and, you know, I'm not trying to get into this. I'm just some guy who thinks he's got it figured out. You know, I think I live my life accordingly to how I think it should be lived, and I'm pretty happy with how that is. Now, if you're happy with how you're living your life, cool. If not, you might want to take this into consideration, you know, if you're looking for the purpose. There really is no purpose of life. Not to get too depressing or anything, but if we are all consciousness, we're all made of energy, we're all essentially the same thing. Like, we took away all this physical stuff, we're just a ball of energy just floating around in itself, just one thing, made up of one thing. So why should we be living like this? Well, if you were just a ball of energy with nothing to do, and you were just pure creative energy, why would you just sit there and float around pointlessly? You would want to be able to experience everything that you can if you have the ability to do that. Like, if you have the ability to run, you're not just going to sit here and be like, well, I'm cool with never knowing what it's like to run. Eventually you're going to run. There's going to come a point where you're going to want to know what it's like. So my theory, and a lot of theories are going back to the Big Bang, is that when that happened, the pure creative energy, or the God, or the divine, or the universe was like, I want to experience myself. I have all this love and no one to give it to. So the explosion created everything around us, you know, this planet, those rocks, the universe, the other planets, the moons, I don't even know what's out there, honestly. We don't have that much technology. But, so it created all of this physical material to experience itself and to love itself and to learn to understand itself more. So basically, the reason that we are on this planet is to experience ourselves and love ourselves. We're here to experience, you know, what it's like to sit in front of a camera and talk about what I think everything's about. We're here to, you know, find a partner and fall in love and, you know, have kids and, you know, die. We're here to just experience all of these things because we've never experienced them before. You know, the universe is a curious thing, which is why there's always strange things happening, you know? If it wasn't curious, then why would weird things happen? Why would random things happen? And that's just, you know, my philosophy on it, is that we're here to experience and we're here to love and we're just here to have fun. And that's what I think about pure consciousness.
If you guys liked the video, hit that thumbs up button down below. Leave a comment, because I want to hear what my viewers have to say and what you guys would like to see in the next video or what you'd like me to talk about. Or if you have a question, go ahead and put that down there in the comments below. I will get right back to you as best as I can. And share the video too, that would be absolutely awesome. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll see you in the next video, bros.